I've asked about you and they told me things, but my mind didn't change and I still feel the same. What's a life with no fun? Please don't.
Right, so I'm currently in a dollar Swiss short position. We do have CPI in, tell me on now, an hour. So managing very aggressively as we come to that point in time. We'll be closing soon. Ideally, price hits TP at Asia lows. If not, I'm happy to lock in profit and pay myself above this little high here because I don't want to let price pull back and I'd rather pay myself. So that's the ball game with dollar Swiss. I'm going to walk you through the trade. So let's take a look at the dollar Swiss trade that I took, which I did mention I was in. And I want to show you the smart management behind this as well, because this is crucial. And this is probably the biggest part to this being a profitable trade and this being a smart trade. So let's dig in. So I'm triggered in here. The time was 10:34. So just coming out of hours, happy to take a trade still, of course. Well worth the setup. We obviously had a breakdown in structure following the sweep of a previous daily high. This was a counter trend trade, so a bit more higher risk. Plus we did have CPI at 130, which was here. However, still worth the risk in my opinion, based on the setup itself. So tagged in, we took a little bit of time to play out. You know, this is hovering around a little bit. And then it doesn't take too long before price starts committing, which is here. So as soon as price starts committing, I mean, before we've even broken structure to the downside, I've got risk removed to protect myself. Perfect. I was targeting Asia lows for a quick 2-to-1, so very quick in and out trade prior to CPI. However, there was a little bit of a caveat to this. So let's take a look. So triggered in. At this point, I've still got stops break even, which is solid, right? And then as price is starting to move here, so as we're starting to move up, I'm very much aware that if we see a bigger pullback, I don't want to be in that trade. I don't want to take a break even. You know, when you've got capital on the line, I'd much rather just pay myself, even if it is slow and steady, because the truth is, if you've got a lot of capital running on that trade, there's no way you're letting that pullback to break even. So happy to lock in profit here. And then price did eventually start moving to the downside. We dropped below, and here I'm thinking, right, we're close to TP, it's gonna hit, but then what happens is we just pause. So what I'm thinking in my head at this point is, right, we're either gonna hit TP ahead of CPI, or there's a good chance that we actually see, which we did, liquidity grab here, push higher shorter term, and then we see the rally to Asia lows. But I'm not going to be in throughout that entire process, because for me, I'm not going to hold through CPI. That's not a smart move at all. So I think it was here. Was it here? No, not yet. So here we're close, very close to hitting TP. We failed to hit TP, and then as soon as this starts moving to the upside, it was 1.55. I just minded close, because at this point I'd rather walk away with 1.55 to 1 versus hold out for a 2-to-1 with the risk of price pulling all the way back to take me out for, you know, what's that, 0.9. So you're talking about, for the sake of plus, call it plus 4-5%, to then risk that amount I've already banked. There's just no point, there's just no value in my head of doing that. Which is why when you got that first payout, that's when I said, you know, bank it, take a profit on more aggressive entries with pretty much, from what I've seen, GJ, which is, are you feeling like you can go for that next challenge? Do you feel ready for it? You've got two options. I would either get another challenge with that refundable fee, call it 500 for that 100K. Yeah, we'll catch up soon. If you've got any other questions, just honestly text me on Discord and I'll answer it whenever I can. And we'll go from there. Right, it's now the next day. I banked a beautiful 1.55% on that dollar Swiss trade. Nice little short play before CPI came out, so that was nice. I'm just heading to the office now for a little bit, just to do a mastermind for the Envision group. So that's going to be good. It's going to be around the topic of consistent profitability within trading, which is going to be exciting, because most people just wing Most people just wing trading, they don't have a clue what they're doing. This is going to be a clear roadmap of the steps to put in place for consistent profitability. Really looking forward to that. So I'm going to bring you along through the process, and I'll show you some behind the scenes snippets as well. If you can build your account slowly, start off, and please don't have an ego in the markets to think that I'm too above 1-to-1s or 2-to-1s or 3-to-1s. The whole trading space has taught you that if it's not under 8-to-1s, 9-to-1s, 10-to-1s, it's not successful. Please do not think like that, and please get out of that mentality, because the truth is, a lot of these people will naturally be trading smaller accounts. As soon as you start to scale your account, these 1-to-1s, 2-to-1s, 3-to-1s can become a lot of money. So when you say, I'm not going to take that trade because it's 1.5 to 1 risk to reward, you're attaching an ego to that. Because the truth is that if that 1.5 to 1 equates to 5 grand for you, it can really propel things going forward. This is where you transform into that next leg of your trading. It's not just, it's a 2-to-1, I'm not going to take it because it's a 2-to-1. Well, if it's high probability, personally for me, you'll see me still take that, because I know that that can then equate to such and such monetary wise, right? So this is where you got to think differently. To bring the analogy of baseball into the mix, this is where you want to be focusing on acquiring base hits. If price gives you the opportunity to bank profit, you do so. You prioritize paying yourself versus swinging for the fences, holding on for the bigger trades. This is where you want to be a bit more tighter with your risk management. You want to be banking the 0.75% trades, the 1%, the 2%. Yes, if price taps you out and then hits 5%, of course, it's frustrating. It's annoying to every single trader, including myself. However, to get to a stage of being offensive, you need to go through the stage of being conservative. Slowly and steadily bank the profits. Everything else, I promise you, will come from there. Right, it is Sunday. I didn't get a chance to do my ASR or any weekly performance review yesterday like I usually do. Just been busy with like moving house, etc. But now, today, gonna be going through everything, planning for the week ahead. We have a busy week ahead. So obviously trading wise, market's looking absolutely incredible. Invision Mastery is gonna be continuing to film as well. So excited to get that up. It's funny when you like do a project like this, you think it's gonna be wrapped up in like 2 or 3 weeks. The reality is very different. It takes a while, it takes a lot of planning. But we are coming to the final stages now, so really excited to kind of get that out to everyone soon, and it's going to be a busy week. So overall, have a good week in the markets, take your time, stick to the plan, and there'll be a new video out shortly as well. So speak to you all soon.